There's places to go. I've cut your machine off. You see if it'll work today. You can mash your button. All right, let's go. You are. Y'all bow with me. Gracious and good Father, thank you for another day. Thank you for the opportunities that you give each and every one of us. Give us enough intelligence to make the right decisions. Lead us and guide us. Keep us in your arms. I ask these things in my Savior's name. Amen. Okay. Just the two of you? Has Mullis started playing his music yet? He played his music yesterday? Which song do y'all know together? Hey, we'll take a rendition of Another One Bites the Dust. Well, it's certainly nice to see at least two senators care about getting their stuff on the floor of the House. Mr. Jeffries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members. Last year we introduced Senate Bill 117, known as the Call Before You Dig bill. Since the 80s, about every 3 or 4 years, Congress enacts legislation that sends down and we have to change our law. There's been about 40 utilities, excavators, the cities, counties have been working on this bill for 3 years. And the reason we held it last year, we thought there was going to be some other guidelines passed this summer. That didn't happen, so we're moving the bill as noted. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
No questions. Wait a second. Mr. Earhart.
Thank you, sir. Senator, can you give me a little bit more of an idea? Is this going to create another permit through the cities before you can do this? What
no,
specifically
as far as the permitting and everything stays the same, this is changing some definitions by some legislation from Congress. We changed the definition of excavation was the biggest thing. I can't think of anything else other than just some cleanup language that, in Congress in 2011, when they sent out and enacted some new laws, it made us have to change the way we do business. And one thing, if Georgia does real good on, we're ranked probably in the top 3 as far as our Call Before You Dig plan. But if we was not to do some of these things, and they could come in and step in and take our program over, and we definitely don't want that to happen.
All right, thank you.
No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Dr. Burton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I bring Senate Bill 342, is the only bill under the modified structure section. It's a Department of Public Health bill to allow notification of providers about HIV status. Be glad to answer any questions if there are any, Mr. Chairman.
No questions. Now, you had a bill yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did it pass?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's the new music, I suppose. Mr. A. Powell. Any questions, Mr. Powell? Oh, now we can begin. Mr. Maxwell? I assume you're out campaigning.
I was out campaigning, yes, sir.
Okay.
I've got all the billboards in Paulding County locked up. I would like to request House Resolution 1599, Mr. Chairman. This is a joint study committee. Now, we did there should be in your folders, hopefully, if you've had time to get it, a resolution changing that just to a House study committee because we didn't get it passed in time to get over to the Senate. So we're amended that in committee to ask for a House study committee looking at Title III, not to go back and change anything of a policy nature, but just to clean up language, clean up the definitions, and just try to do some cleanup in Title III, not for policy issues at this time.
I don't want to interrupt you, but there's a cake that's done over here.
There should be a substitute in the folder on that. Just making it a House study resolution.
Let me ask this: who's going to appoint the members of that committee?
The Speaker. Or you, if you want. I'll amend it again, sir.
You're talking about stuff that's dear to my heart.
Yes, sir, I know. Bud Light. I understand. Yes, sir. You want on it?
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Maxwell? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, members of the committee.
Anybody on the committee want to? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Hughley.
But I want to ask for a bill, if that's okay.
That's good.
I'd like to ask for H.R. 1332. It's just a House study committee on compensating wrongfully convicted persons. As you know, we have no process that to direct us. And I think it will be good for us to look at what we're doing so that we can be consistent and fair in the unfortunate circumstances where we have to have these resolutions.
Any questions of Ms. Hughley? No question. Anyone else? Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to put my name by Senate Bill 342. That's something that's recommended very highly by our Public Health Department. Very needed.
Ms. Smith.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to put my name by House Resolution 1279, first one on your list.
Ms. Sims.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to ask for Senate Resolution 788 to be recommitted to House Committees on State Properties.
You've got a motion from Ms. Sims to recommit SR 788 to her committee. Any opposition? Okay, it's back over there. Y'all inside your books, there's this wonderful little yellow piece of paper. To remind you, we can't do anything until there's something to do with. And there's not much to do with. All right, this is Fridays. Under modified open, H.R. 1279. Any opposition? Under modified open, SB 117. Any opposition? Under modified open, SB 65. Any opposition? Under modified open, HR 1599. Any opposition? We'll just let that be it.